Hi there, everybody. Welcome to the show and welcome to the new Irish Cultural Center. It's almost complete. We're going to give you a tour of the building. We're also going to tell you about all the festivities coming up for St. Patrick's Day. But before we do any of that, we're going to be talking to Peter Karl. Peter has been involved with this project right from the beginning. And later on, we'll be talking to John Sullivan. John is the contractor for the building and this year's Grand Marshal. We'll talk to some other people as well. But first, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Beautiful building. We're going to give people a tour of it. My first question to you is, did you ever think it'd get done? It went through some hard times.
We've been working on this since December 2007, so
Yeah.
There were the doubts that this would just be one big hole, but
You weren't one of those doubters. I know there were doubters, but you weren't one of them.
no, never give up.
Yeah.
Never give up.
How close are you to an official opening, Peter?
Sometime in the first half of this year, we might have an event here, St. Patrick's Day. We want to make sure that everything is done perfect before we open it. And we have the Irish Pub Company that's worked on this facility with us. They're coming in, and we're a function of how long it takes for them to see us.
We ought to mention that the bar and the things surrounding the bar all came from, was it Dublin?
Dublin.
Yeah.
It came over in 3 separate containers. The lighting fixtures, the woodwork, the furniture, everything came over. Beautiful. Nothing like it.
What did they do? Bring it in by ship to New York and then up?
And then up.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did they get it up from New York City?
By container, train container.
The building itself is really situated on a historic piece of property, is it not?
Yes, it's the site of the first Irish Catholic Church, St. Patrick's, before they had their merger with St. Joseph.
Yeah. The building, is it going to be open to the public? Is it members only? What is it going to be, Peter?
Absolutely open to the public. It's 21,000 square feet. It contains this Irish pub built over in Ireland, and that will seat about 102 people. And then it has an event center for 285 people next to it, and that will have weddings, reunions. Our first wedding is in June, and then upstairs we have the museum, the Irish Museum.
And the event center, that is, I was in there the other day. That's huge.
Huge. It's, as I said, seats 285 people, but can be broken up into 3 separate smaller rooms.
Yeah. Talk about how things are broken up. How is the Irish Cultural Center, where we are today, and the Great American Irish Festival, which is in the summer, and the parade for St. Patrick's Day, how is that all organized?
The Great American Irish Festival is the organizer of that 3-day festival that will be happening the last full weekend in July.
And you're president of that.
I'm president of that. And that has been the fundraiser to start off, to kickstart this project. And then this Great American Irish Festival also does the parade. It does the Grand Marshal reception coming up. Very involved in a number of activities. And then it was subsequently where a developer, Vaughn Lang, came in from Syracuse to sort of pick it up and help us out.
The future of this place, you're on Varick Street. You've got a lot of parking over here when there's events. Do you have parking here?
Yes, we picked up a couple additional parcels next to us, and so we'll have plenty of parking here.
Is this a 501c3?
The building is a 501c3 public charity because we're going to be having Irish offerings of movies and dancing and poetry and authors coming in and all sorts of performances. And then the 501c3 has a subsidiary, a for-profit subsidiary that owns the tavern and the event center, and that's the money to feed the programs.
To drive it?
To drive it.
Yeah. And you picked an interesting name for the Irish pub, 5 Points.
Yeah, 5 points because one time after seeing Gangs of New York with Leonardo DiCaprio, the epicenter for the Irish in New York City was the 5 Points area. Why? There were 5 corners. And for the longest while, as I was looking at the hole out here, I said, son of a gun, we have 5 corners, and it's the 5 Points Yield Tavern.
Yeah. The your neighbors on Varick Street. Have you been getting a reaction from them? I mean, in a way, you're going to be in competition with them.
We hope to be a magnet for this area. We're one of the two anchors. The other anchor, obviously, is the brewery, and then we're at the other end. And our goal is that through working with the United County Tourism Board, working with Irish travel agencies, we're going to have a real regional destination here for tourism that will just feed Varick Street even more than it's lively now.
I guess that's the same philosophy that car dealers have, huh? All the car dealers want to be together, and
exactly.
Yeah.
We think we'll be a big magnet, and we're going to be very aggressive in promoting this area in the downtown, and so it should be exciting.
How important is the Great American Irish Festival to the success of this building?
The Great American Irish Festival, its original founders were the ones that came up with the idea for this. And as I said, we're the initial funding source when we had to at least create a foundation and everything else. So the Great American Irish Festival works hand in hand every year, donating its profits over to the Irish Cultural Center.
I noticed behind us there's a stage.
A performance stage.
Yeah.
There's a performance stage. There's going to be an outdoor courtyard there covered with a canopy and an outdoor fireplace. It's going to be, there's nothing like this in Albany, Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo.
And the outside, you're going to have entertainment and things like that in the summer?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And I've got to ask you too about, there's what they call a snug over by the bar. And that comes from Ireland, does it not, the word snug?
The snug is where the favorite parishioner would be hosted by the parish priest in sort of a quasi-confessional. We're away from the public eyes, and being right next to the bar makes it very handy to work with that parishioner.
Yeah, a little discreet place to go?
Discreet place to go.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on how far you've come so far, and let me just see if I can pin you down to a month for an opening.
I would say that it would be before May, May or before, because as I said, we have some events already scheduled for June and are absolutely on track for those. And we might have something here, some sort of activity, St. Patrick's Day, maybe with an outdoor tent, maybe tours, don't know.
Let us know.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Sure.
When we come back, we're going to be talking to John Sullivan. John is the contractor, the guy who's putting this building together, and he's going to be the Grand Marshal of this year's parade. Short break, right back.